Frank Sinatra walks into your room the wedding night and you gave yourself to him. You gave your virginity to him.
Was he singing? Did he sing to you? Or?
No.
Hey, baby, I'm here.
Woody Allen, a name once synonymous with artistic genius, eccentric humor, and Oscar-winning films. For decades, Allen was celebrated as one of Hollywood's most daring storytellers.
Most annoying thing about me was the constant whining.
But behind the lens of his quirky comedies and romantic dramas lies a trail of controversies, scandals, and bitter feuds. While some actors defended him, others turned their backs completely, some even expressing deep regret for ever working with him. In today's story, we dive into the 6 actors who grew to despise Woody Allen the most, and the tangled reasons why. 1. Mia Farrow. For more than a decade, Mia Farrow was Woody Allen's greatest muse. She starred in 13 of his films, including classics like Hannah and Her Sisters and The Purple Rose of Cairo. To the outside world, they seemed like a perfect artistic duo, but behind the scenes, their personal life was crumbling. Everything changed in 1992.
What matters is what's believed.
When Farrow discovered Allen's romantic relationship with her adopted daughter, Soon-Yi Previn. What followed was one of Hollywood's ugliest scandals. Farrow's heartbreak quickly turned into fury. She not only ended her relationship with Allen, but also became his most vocal critic. She accused him of exploiting their family's trust, and later supported her daughter Dylan Farrow's allegations of sexual abuse against him. While Allen denied everything, the bitter custody battle that followed left their once glamorous collaboration in ruins. Farrow went from starring in nearly all of Allen's films to cutting him out of her life entirely. To this day, she remains one of his most outspoken enemies, her story serving as a dark reminder that even the strongest creative partnerships can shatter under betrayal.
So, no, I visited him in Palm Springs. And,
Right, and that was it.
And that was it.
Hey, baby.
2. Ronan Farrow. If Mia Farrow's anger toward Allen was personal, her son Ronan Farrow's opposition became global.
Hey, I'm Ronan Farrow, and I'm really excited as a lover of the Criterion Collection to pick some films today.
A Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and one of the most influential voices in the Me Too movement, Ronan made it his mission to hold powerful men accountable, and his father was no exception. Growing up, Ronan witnessed the chaos surrounding the Allen Farrow household. As an adult, he used his platform to condemn Woody Allen publicly. Ronan stood by his sister Dylan, affirming her accusations against Allen and criticizing Hollywood for continuing to work with him. He wrote powerful essays questioning why actors and studios supported Allen while distancing themselves from other disgraced figures. His influence had real consequences. Many stars who once praised Allen began reconsidering their ties to him. Some even cited Ronan's work as the reason they refused to collaborate with the director again. Ronan's feud with Allen wasn't just about family loyalty, it was about principle. By combining personal pain with professional activism,
Ronan, when you're watching all this, I mean, you know as well, better than anybody, how David Pecker operated and how he operated to protect Trump specifically, which is what's at hand now. Have you learned anything from his testimony?
he transformed his rejection of Allen into part of a much larger cultural reckoning. In many ways, Ronan became the figurehead for the movement against Woody Allen, ensuring his father's controversies would never fade quietly into history. 3. Hugh Grant. Not every actor's dislike of Woody Allen came from personal betrayal.
No, but you have acted with him.
Yeah, he was. He played a bit part as himself.
For Hugh Grant, it was a matter of instinct and principle. The charming British actor, best known for Notting Hill and Love Actually, admitted in interviews that he was offered the chance to work with Woody Allen, but he turned it down. While Grant has never been one to seek out public feuds, he made it clear that he simply wasn't comfortable with Allen's personal controversies. Grant's refusal was quiet but firm. At a time when many actors were still eager to appear in Allen's films for the prestige, Grant's choice stood out. It was a subtle yet powerful statement. No amount of artistic opportunity was worth sacrificing his moral compass. Though he never launched a public campaign against Allen, Hugh Grant's rejection speaks volumes. Sometimes hatred doesn't manifest as fiery speeches or angry interviews. It shows up in the choices people make behind closed doors. For Grant, staying away from Alan's orbit was his way of drawing a line. 4. Elliot Page. When Elliot Page, then Ellen Page, appeared in Woody Allen's To Rome with Love, it seemed like a golden opportunity. Allen's films had long been considered award season bait, and many actors saw them as career milestones. But for Page, the experience quickly soured into regret. Years later, Page called working with Allen the biggest regret of my career. The actor admitted feeling pressured into the project by industry expectations and said they wished they had made a different choice. Page even used their platform to speak about the dangers of remaining silent.
So fortunate to have had this experience on the show and with Steve Blackman, the showrunner, who...
When powerful figures face serious allegations. Their statement was more than just a personal reflection.
Here I am, an actress, representing, at least in some sense, an industry that...
It was a public denouncement of Allen's influence. By openly acknowledging regret, Page joined the growing list of actors distancing themselves from him. It wasn't just about one film. It was about refusing to stay complicit in a culture that often protects powerful men at the expense of the vulnerable. Page's honesty resonated with fans and fellow actors alike, proving that even in Hollywood, where silence is often safer, courage can rewrite the narrative. 5. Greta Gerwig. Greta Gerwig's career has soared in recent years, with hits like Lady Bird and Barbie cementing her status.
Seven.
Well, it's 2000, yeah.
Seven.
Maybe 8 now.
Seven.
It's 2020.
Yeah.
As one of the most important voices in modern cinema. But early in her career, she worked with Woody Allen on To Rome with Love. At the time, it was seen as a smart move for a rising actress. Years later, she confessed she regretted it deeply. In a candid interview, Gerwig admitted, "It is something that I take very seriously and have not worked for him again, and I will not work for him again." She went further, saying that by participating in his film, she contributed to normalizing his presence in the industry despite serious allegations. Her reflections showed growth, accountability, and the ability to change perspectives.
What I love about her, so many things. I love her writing, but also...
Unlike some who remain silent, Gerwig's decision to distance herself from Allen marked a turning point. She became part of a wave of actors who publicly admitted they wished they'd never collaborated with him. In the end, her stance not only separated her from Allen, but also aligned her with a new generation of filmmakers determined to change the culture of Hollywood. 06. Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet was one of the brightest young stars in Hollywood when he agreed to star in Woody Allen's A Rainy Day in New York.
I loved Malibu Rum. I loved Rum and Sprite. I loved Rum and Coke.
Right. Rum and Coke, that's my demon of choice.
You still do Malibu?
But by the time the film was ready for release, Allen's controversies had resurfaced louder than ever. Chalamet faced enormous pressure. Fans and critics demanded to know why he would work with Allen. Instead of dodging the issue, Chalamet addressed it head-on. In a public statement, he announced he would donate his entire salary from the film to charities supporting sexual assault survivors, including the Time's Up movement. It was a bold move that drew widespread attention. Chalamet didn't just distance himself from Allen, he actively turned the experience into a force for good. His decision made headlines worldwide and inspired other young actors to rethink who they worked with. For Chalamet, the choice was about more than damage control. It was a statement that no career opportunity, no matter how prestigious, was worth ignoring moral responsibility. In rejecting Allen, he cemented himself as not just a rising star.
Who the hell is this guy?
No. Honestly, everyone's gonna know you, buddy. Yeah.
But as part of a new generation demanding accountability in Hollywood. Woody Allen's career is a paradox. On one hand, he remains one of cinema's most prolific directors, with a filmography that spans generations.
I feel so bad for all of you guys. You're waiting in line outside, you saw Jessica Chastain, and now you're like...
On the other, his personal controversies have left a legacy of division, regret, and anger. From Mia Farrow's bitter betrayal to Ronan Farrow's relentless crusade, from actors like Elliot Page and Greta Gerwig openly admitting regret, to Timothée Chalamet turning rejection into action, these 6 stories reveal a pattern. Woody Allen may have built a career on comedy, but for many who knew or worked with him, the lasting feeling was far from laughter. And perhaps that's the final tragedy of Woody Allen's legacy. For every masterpiece he created, there are voices, loud, passionate, and deeply wounded, who refuse to let his name escape its shadow.